Yeah, I'm going to talk with your colleague Chuck Toggett about the immigration issue at 44, but I've got you. Now I want to ask you, because you know these people, hugely important choice next week. It will drive a lot of the country's policy choices and certainly the party's policy choices and thus its future, who gets elected. And I think I'll condense it from what I've been able to assess. We're going to have either Jeb Hensarling or Pete Sessions running against Kevin McCarthy. And if one of them beat McCarthy, we're going to have Congressman Scalise against Pete Roskin. Let me ask you on that basis, on that assumption, if you were a member of Congress, Joe Scaborough, again, and you wanted to elect the more conservative member, would you vote for Hensarling or McCarthy?
Boy, you're going to get me in trouble, but I'd vote for Jeb. He's more conservative.
If you were going to vote for the more able and enthusiastic, committed communicator, would you vote for Jeb or McCarthy?
I would probably vote for McCarthy, and therein lies the rub. We Republicans have got to figure out, and I've said it time and time again, I've been saying it for 20 years, it's not enough to be conservative. We've got to get our message across. In 1964, we had the biggest landslide loss we've had in U.S. history with Goldwater. 2 years later, Ronald Reagan delivered the same exact message. He won in 66. He won the governorship of California, and he started the conservative revolution. You got to have both.
Why do you think McCarthy? Because McCarthy's done this show once in 4 years. Jeb's on quarterly or so. You're on more than McCarthy. So I don't think he likes to do it. Why do you think McCarthy's the better communicator?
I'm talking about the times that I've had him on the show.
Yep.
And it's not that Jeb's not a good communicator. I've got to tell you again, and I'm sure Kevin wouldn't come on my show again. If I had a vote, I'd vote for Jeb. In part, I'd vote for Jeb because I don't like what the House Republicans have been doing over the past several years.
If Sessions was running against McCarthy, would you vote for Sessions or McCarthy?
Boy, you're just getting me in trouble with Kevin McCarthy. It's not that I don't like Kevin McCarthy. I'm a sort of a conservative's conservative. I've known Pete for a long time. I think he came in with me in 94 or 96. Pete's a conservative guy, and I would support him.
All right, now let me ask you, this is the toughest question of all. And this is objectively not what, I know you're friends with the speaker, but would it be best for the GOP in the country if the speaker were to announce now, before this election happens, look, I'm giving up the gavel at the end of this session. New leadership's coming in. This is an important election because this is about the next speaker.
Yeah. I like John Boehner, and I've known him for a very long time, but John Boehner was never my kind of guy. He wasn't my kind of Republican. He liked golfing a lot. He hung out with lobbyists a lot. I know Cantor did too, but he wasn't an idea guy. He never was. Going back to '94, he always, when Newt started wandering off the reservation and trying to strike, spending deals with Democrats, Boehner always went along with him. So I think it would be great to get fresh blood from the top.